Hi guys, how's it going? Um, First off, I just want to apologise that there's not going to be a hangout this month. Had some really bad problems with my internet. Keeps dropping out. We think that the issue has been sorted now, but I'm just waiting a couple of days to make sure it's working properly before I do any more sorts of things on YouTube or Patreon where I need to sustain an internet connection. It literally was dropping like 50 times a day. It was awful. Okay, so I just wanted to give you all guys an update really on what's happening and what's going to happen in the future and where we're at. We're at a really good place at the moment. Um, I mentioned before about the changes to the Patreon rewards tiers. This is going to be the biggest change I've done yet. There's going to be 2 new tiers and 3 new rewards. The idea is I want to give you more value for your money. So basically, if you stay where you are on the tier you're on, you're going to get something extra that you didn't get before. And then obviously if you want to step up a tier, then you're going to get even more. I'm also going to run a special offer. So any new Patreons or any Patreons that upgrade to the next tier will receive something a little bit special, a little bit different, which I'm still working on. So there's plenty of options for new rewards and things like that. Some of which I hope you're going to like. Things like a monthly debunking video that is purely only going to be for Patreon subscribers. Early access to Flat Earth Friday videos, etc. So there's loads more that's going to be happening on the Patreon site. So, which I'm really pleased about. So what else have we got coming up on the channel? So we've got a few more debates. So if you've noticed, I've started doing some debates. The first one was Conspiracy Cats versus Nathan Thompson. That worked really well. I tried to moderate it as strictly as I could. And Nathan Thompson behaved, which he doesn't normally do, which is great. Early July, we've got Nathan Roberts versus McToon. And then at the end of July, all things being well and everyone agrees and everything like that, we're going to have Team Skeptic versus Antonio Subrats. I am trying to get in contact with as many Flat Earthers as possible and some that have a large sway in their community. So ones that have got larger subscriber bases. Because if we can show them being trounced in a debate, then that's going to be brilliant. So yeah, debates, that's one thing we've got in the fire. I've mentioned experiments quite a lot. So I've got this cold moonlight experiment which I've meaning to do, but for whatever reason, when the time of the month is perfect to do the moonlight experiment, it's been cloudy for like 3-4 days. And then the moon's changed phases and things like that, so it's more difficult to do. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this month is the month where I can get out there and do the cold moonlight experiment. I've also got an experiment which I'm planning to do on Barnard's Star. It's a year-long experiment. So the idea is I'm going to rent an online telescope, check Barnard's Star's position against the stars behind it. If you don't know, Barnard's Star is one of the stars with the largest radial velocity, so it's the one that moves the most compared to the other stars in the background. So what I'm going to do is take an image from this telescope at one point. 6 months later, I'll log back on, take another image and kind of check where it is against the stars in the background. And then 6 months later on again, I'm going to redo it and take another image. And the theory is it should be roughly back where it was before. So Barnard's Star kind of moves like that against a backdrop of stars because of the fact we're going around the sun. So if I can get that experiment and those 3 different separate occasions doing that experiment and it works, it's going to be a fantastic proof. I may even try and do it live. I'll see on the logistics of that. And another experiment I want to do is I want to repeat an experiment done by Brian Cox where he detected cosmic rays in a tank filled with alcohol and water vapour or alcoholic vapour. It's going to take a while to get the bits and pieces and set it up, but it's a great experiment because you can literally see cosmic rays interacting with the vapor in the tank, which is on a flat plane with no space, pretty inexplicable. So those are the experiments I've got that are going to be hopefully coming up. I've still got the longer documentary style episode in the pipeline, anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour. I'm still trying to write it, really. I'm in the process of writing. Wolf and I have had quite a few discussions about how it's going to go, but there's no rush on that one. I want to make it as good as possible. Hopefully you saw a few bits and pieces of what could be possible, where we did a couple of documentary style parts in some videos before. So yeah, hopefully that one works out and I can get some stuff written down. And also I'm hoping to, if it keeps going the way it's going, past the 200,000 subscriber barrier. So I have a special plan for that. I'm just waiting to hear back from a couple of places. So my idea is I'm going to go to a local public place and set up a GCSE science test. And the idea is, can you pass a GCSE science quiz? And I'll set like a certain percentage, and if you can get a certain percentage that isn't easy, is achievable but is by no means easy, there's a cash prize, and I'll have like 5 cash prizes. And I thought it'd be quite good to film that and see the general public's kind of background knowledge on science. So that's my plans at the moment. We've got the book club as well, which is going great. We've got over 1,000 people in the Goodreads book club. If you haven't joined up yet, then please do drop me a message and I'll give you the link for the Goodreads site. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's where we're at the moment. Really, really pleased with how things are going. I'm so grateful to have you guys on board. So really, I just have to say, keep an eye out in the next week or so. Like I said, I'll be posting the reward and tier changes on Patreon, so you can see them first and see if you want to stay where you are or move up or even drop down, whatever you want. And then I'll make the changes after they've been up for a few days. Other than that, thank you very much, and I'll see you all soon. Cheers.